Lesson 35, Section 2. In this presentation, we'll be covering adjectives with stems in upsilon. This is the declension of a kind of noun we just looked at, ichthus, ichthus, fish. And here we see lots of upsilons throughout the declension. We're going to see the same thing in adjectives with stems in upsilon. We're going to start with just our endings here, including the upsilons. We're going to drop everything else and just get these. We're going to take a look at the lexical form of one of the kinds of adjective we're going to be looking at. Heidus, heideas, pleasant, sweet. This is related to the word for pleasure, heidane. And what we're going to see, though, is while it's true that upsilon is characteristic of the endings for adjectives like this, we also see, as you may be able to tell, epsilon creep in. So we're going to start with just the first two letters here, up to the delta. And we're going to plug those in, and then we're going to see this epsilon creep in several cases. So obviously one of those cases is the genitive singular. So instead of heideas in the genitive singular, we're going to see heideas. We're also going to see this change in the dative singular, heide, rather than heidue. We're going to see it in the nominative plural and accusative. We're going to see heideis rather than heidues. We're going to see it in the genitive plural and the dative plural, really all throughout the plural. And then in the genitive and dative singular, we're going to see the upsilon creep in. Now, these, of course, are just the masculine endings. We're going to take a look at the feminine and neuter as well. Starting with the neuter, we see that the genitive and dative, as usual, are just the same as in the masculine. For the nominative and accusative singular, we're going to see heidu for both, because of course neuter nouns and adjectives are always the same in the neuter and accusative, in the nominative and accusative, I'm sorry. And we're going to see heidea in the plural nominative and accusative. For the feminine, we're going to see almost as it were a different stem, not just heid, but heide. And to this, we're going to add our normal first declension feminine endings. To wit, all of these, heidea, heideas, heidea, etc. So this is the full declension of an adjective like heidus, heidea, heidu, pleasant or sweet. For the forms of these, you want to look at page 37 in your grammar. Thank you very much.